Welcome everyone back to weekly weather updates, and in today's video we're going to have a look at the latest from the live radar. We'll run through the UKV, have a look at the precipitation and the temperature over the next 5 days, as it does continue to look really quite unsettled to end this week before it could turn slightly more settled into the weekend. We'll then have a look at the GFS, GEM, E73F and the ensembles, looking at the mid to longer range as well. As I said, it still looks generally unsettled, but there are signs of some higher pressure building in towards early parts of October. Whether it's high pressure blocking to the north, or there is just ridges that build over the top of us, is still yet to be determined. In this time of year, those very subtle position differences in the higher pressure can make massive differences towards the surface conditions for the UK, both in terms of temperature and precipitation amounts. So we'll have a look at what those are showing in the second half of the video today. So do remember, if you enjoy my videos, make sure you like and subscribe, and remember to follow me on Twitter as well. The link's in the description. So do start on the live radar. You can see there is quite a bit of precipitation around today, especially down towards the southern parts of Wales, southwest England, some to East Anglia, and a heavier area of precipitation pushing into northeast England and southeast Scotland as well. This is a small little low pressure system, sort of localised low pressure system, pushing in some heavier rain there. It will slowly clear throughout the evening, but we're still likely to see showers continue at least for a time before we do see some very heavy rain move potentially through tomorrow into Friday as well. But elsewhere it is reasonably dry. There are quite a few drier patches as well, and those temperatures won't feel too bad, but they will still be on the cooler side of average, but slightly better probably than how yesterday did feel today. So you can look at those 2 meter temperatures around 5 p.m. You can see they are reasonably low, but not too bad. Not amazingly cold, but not really much above average. Really around sort of the blues and yellows here. So sort of low teens, maybe mid-teens max in those warmer areas through central England, where we do have more sunshine and avoiding those showers a bit more. But yeah, it doesn't look too bad. But if we do go over to the UKV and have a look at what the precipitation and the temperature will be doing over the next 5 days, you can see how over the course of this evening the precipitation will continue to push in, especially that area in northern England. It should slowly sparse southwards, and it should move out into the channel before around rush hour tomorrow morning, maybe lingering in parts of the south and southwest a little bit through tomorrow morning. Beyond that, into the afternoon, we see a rash of showers, especially in northern areas, but once again, nothing too much, and there's still plenty of drier conditions around. And beyond that, you can see through Thursday evening we start to see that big weather front approaching from the west, and you can see a massive wall of rain pushes in through Friday. Look at that, real torrential precipitation, widely probably 5 to 10 millimeters or even higher for many areas. So yeah, a widespread soaking, probably the first real widespread soaking we've had this autumn, and it should give quite a washout really through Friday, eventually clearing through Friday evening and into Saturday. You can see just a lot of sunshine and showers, and you can see quite a few heavier showers mixing in there as well, and we could see a bit of persistent rain potentially pushing into the south through Saturday afternoon before things into Sunday start to turn a little bit more settled, but still showers around for some. If we go over to the 2 meter temperatures, you can see this afternoon those temperatures rising to around 13 to 15 degrees. Not massively warm, but maybe a degree warmer than yesterday, but still probably below average. If we move towards Thursday, you can see those overnight temperatures not too bad, maybe high single digits, maybe 10 or 11 degrees, slightly higher than we've had over the last few days. And you can see through Thursday afternoon those temperatures rising slightly higher, maybe 16, 17 degrees in a few spots, but in the cooler areas maybe only 13 or 14. And as we head into Friday, you can see overnight temperatures maybe 5, 6, 7 degrees, and into the afternoon you can see when that heavy precipitation moves in, it could only be 11 or 12 under that, 15, 16 ahead, and maybe 15, 16 behind, where we see a bit more sunshine. But under that precipitation band, it's going to feel real chilly indeed. As we head into Saturday, still a little bit warmer, maybe 16 to 18 degrees in many areas across central and eastern England. And as we head into Sunday afternoon, you can see those temperatures perhaps still 17 or 18 degrees, so slightly warmer this weekend and slowly turning drier, but there still could be that showers further northwards on Saturday and more persistent rain in the south on Saturday as well. But Sunday, potentially a little bit drier in the longer term into early October. We could see proper high pressure building back in once again. So if we go over to the GFS and see what that's showing over the next couple of weeks, again, you can see the low pressure moving in at the moment. That's going to give that very heavy rain through Friday and into Saturday before, into Sunday and Monday, higher pressure does build in. We do see low pressure trying to push against it, and we see a bit of blocking to our east, holding off those lows, and it does continue. Maybe the weather front's creeping in at times in the north and west, and staying slightly more unsettled in the north, but high pressure still in the south. And you see some big northern blocking at 384 hours, bringing big application of the jet stream, and it's all because this high pressure is trying to push over the top onto our north, but the jet stream is trying to hold on strong. So we'll just have to see exactly what happens with this, but the signal is for alternating high pressure, low pressure, blocking trying to build in, so more higher pressure at times, but equally lower pressure could win out. And you can see at the end of this, it's actually going reasonably cold with a northerly flow, because that high pressure amplifies the jet stream towards the mid-Atlantic. So yeah, all situations are still on the cards for October, but there definitely is a trend for high pressure to be more of an influence. And as we see at the ensembles at the end of the video, you'll see the split between the ensemble members. Now if we go over to the GEM and see how that does compare over the next 10 days, again we do see the westerly flow at the moment, bringing big unsettled conditions over the next couple of days, and into next week we see high pressure building in, potentially a bit of blocking, but then more westerly flows trying to push in, giving more precipitation along the jet stream. High pressure does build in for a time, and we still see that northern blocking, but low pressure still close by to our north. So high pressure definitely featuring more, but not completely dominating the weather. It is going to be hit and miss, and you can see in this run we actually are pulling up some reasonably warm, if not hot air from the south, which could bring warmer conditions for a time. But we'll have to see exactly what happens with that, because equally cooler Atlantic air could push in. You get the temperature deviations cooler just to our north and our west, very warm just to our south. So colliding air masses not only can give us very variable conditions, but could also power up the jet stream and any low pressure systems that do get caught up in these air mass collisions. So as I said, high pressure definitely looks likely to push back in, but I wouldn't be surprised at times big low pressure systems could push through, giving us heavy rain, stormy conditions for short periods before high pressure does topple and build back in. Now, if we finish for the mid-range models, have a look at the ECMWF. Again, you can see the low pressure in control at the moment. Big westerly flow coming in over the next couple of days, and then high pressure building in, trying to build to our north, but low pressure trying to shove it out of the way. And you can see at day 10, high pressure to our south, low pressure to the north, generally a southwesterly flow. We could start to drag in a warmish air, but at the same time, cool air is never too far away. So again, very similar to the GEM, where warm air could waft up within the higher pressure, but equally cooler, more unsettled air masses from the North Atlantic could push in as well. So as I said, we'll just have to see exactly what happens with that, and it's just again up to the jet stream and how powerful it gets and how much of these lows do push in. So we do finish the video by having a look at the ensembles, see what they're showing over the next couple of weeks. Again, generally below average over the next sort of 3 or 4 days, with that big precipitation spike in a day or two on Friday, with that big weather band moving in. After that, we do see slightly above average conditions, but drying trend. Not loads of dry ensemble members, but no massive frequent precipitation spikes that you would expect with a big westerly wind this time of year. So definitely more of a higher pressure build, and in the longer term we are seeing a signal perhaps of that to move northwards as some blocking with slightly cooler air masses coming around. You can see that by we being a couple of degrees below average, but yeah, precipitation still there, but not massively influential. And look at the sea level pressure, you can see generally higher pressure, but dips at times down towards 1010 or 1000 millibars, which would be lower pressure just nudging in for a time, giving us some heavier rain and maybe more unsettled stormier conditions further southwards for a time as well. If we also do have a look at the ECMWF ensemble, see what that is showing over the next couple of weeks. Again, generally below average over the next 3 or 4 days, trending above average towards the 5th, 6th of October, and staying around or above average for the foreseeable future before dipping around the 12th. Again, precipitation isn't massively high, but it isn't completely gone. So again, it is something we do need to keep an eye on. We are seeing some cooler runs, but again, generally a drier, warmer outlook is the most likely situation at this stage, with some cooler infringements and some more unsettled days here or there as well, especially further northwards. But again, it is going to be on a day-by-day basis, and we're just going to have to keep an eye on what happens, because I'm sure it will change. Again, all the models are showing a generally similar pattern, but all subtle differences in positioning of lows and highs, and again, it is something we need to keep an eye on. So right, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure you enjoy drier weather we do have, because we are in autumn and more unsettled conditions are more likely, really. So yeah, make sure you enjoy drier weather that we do have here or there. Maybe some warmer drier weather next week, but we'll have to see. And I'll see you again for another video soon.